Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Wherever you're at in the world, welcome back to my channel. It's LB, Edmonton After Midnight. For those that don't know or just find this channel, I had a previous channel before for the last couple of years doing this type of same things, tech reviews, etc., etc. But I've decided to kind of clean up that channel and use that channel for different purposes. Hence, here's Edmonton After Midnight. This is where I will continue with the tech reviews and also the podcast that I have, which is Edmonton After Midnight, which you can find on most podcast streaming platforms. And I also will be posting on YouTube, on this YouTube channel, podcast episodes. Not only the ones that will mirror the podcast platform episodes, but also maybe unique ones also. So subscribe and tune in. I'm working on getting that going. Nonetheless, this morning, here's my review of the Google Pixel 9 device, not the XL, not the Pro. That's what I'm usually known for. I usually get the XL and Pro devices in general, but this time, to tell you the truth, I got a great offer on this device, so I had to go with it. I don't know, usually I used to start with specs. Do people really care about specs these days? Maybe I'll get into that at the end. But what I'm just going to quickly talk about is basically my experience with this device so far. I'm going to try to make these videos a lot shorter than I used to. I was known to have long videos before. I'm going to just try to be straight to the point with my experiences and things of that nature and go on from there. So I ended up getting the peony color, which is the only color I wanted for this device, the 9. I honestly, like I said, would prefer to get an XL Pro, but it is what it is. At this point, the Android devices have always been my secondary device. Well, at least for the last 6 years, it's always been my secondary device, right? So I was okay with just getting the base model. So this device did come out, I believe, was it August? Yeah, it came out August 2024. So it's, 8 months old at this point. I've had this device only for about a month and a half. Like I said, it's 256 gigabytes, and I got a sweet deal on it, so I had to pick it up. So for the last month and a half, it's been great for me. One issue I've had with the Pixel 8 Pro was the overheating, and I haven't had any overheating issues with this device. Honestly, telling you the truth, none at all. And I don't know why that is, but that's a good thing. I have the same apps that I always have on my Pixel devices. I do the same things that my Android device is always my secondary device for the buy and sell business that I have, and all the other, I think, things that are, I would say, non-important things. Like my main SIM is in my iPhone, and that's for work, family, the important stuff. And then my secondary device is always for everything else that I do. So I do keep them separate. Nonetheless, it's done everything. The apps haven't changed from last year, and it's done everything it needs to do. And of course, 12 gigs of RAM helps with that. I was against the fence of actually picking this up because I kind of told myself that I had the 8 Pro Max, and I kind of told myself, I said, you know what, as much as it overheats, etc., etc. Of course, the news that came out earlier in 2024 that the Google Pixel 10 series will actually be running Snapdragon. And I decided at that point I wanted to just hold off and wait for that. But like I said again, the deal just what it was, and I had to do it. And I'm actually glad I did. Take a look at the phone. Oh, here's my MagSafe case. I can't have a non-MagSafe case these days. It's just crazy how I just can't do it. But yeah, I love the peony color. Just a nice color. And even like the sides are, love it. But nonetheless, my experiences are great, honestly. Photos are clean and crisp. The video, for the most part, is pretty decent. But I don't take a lot of video with this device. I probably will be later because I'm going to be recording another review, and I'm going to be using the Pixel 9 to do that. So we'll see the camera quality. Letting you all know that I'm actually using the 16 Pro Max to record this video, just so you know. So I guess we get into some specs a little bit, might as well, right? So for the Google Pixel 9, we're looking at a glass front, Gorilla Glass Victus 2, glass back, Victus 2 also, aluminum frame. It's a nano SIM and eSIM device, IP68 dust and water resistant, up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. So, if you jump in the pool, it can last a little bit. OLED, 120 hertz screen, HDR10 plus, 1800 nits. And this peak is 2700 nits, which is pretty decent. 6.3 inches. The PPI is 422. Of course, Gorilla Glass Victus always on display. Now, this came out with Android 14, and of course, they said you get up to 7 years updates. So will I have this device for 7 years? Most likely not. I probably won't even have it for a year. Because when the 10s come out, I'm going to get the 10 Pro Max. That's just what it is. Or maybe even get the full 3. Who knows? But is it Tensor G4 is the processor. That was what I was kind of worried about, because the Tensor processors came off as, secondary to the Snapdragons. But this Gen 4 one is pretty decent so far. But nonetheless, I will be getting the 10 Pro, 10 XL Pro. So I will be on the Snapdragon. Are they still gonna? Is it just gonna be Snapdragon at the point, or is Google going to be adapting the Snapdragon and it will be the Tensor 5 Snapdragon? I'm curious about how that's going to turn out. This device is 128 gigabytes storage, 12 gigabytes of RAM. It has a 50 megapixel wide front-facing camera, back-facing camera, my mistake, 48 megapixel also. And it shoots 4K, 20, 30, and 60 frames per second, 1080p, 2040, 2030, 6120, and 240. Interesting. And the front camera is a 10.5 megapixel, 20 millimeter ultra wide, 1.22 aperture. And the front camera shoots 4K at 30 and 60 frames per second, or 1080p at 30 frames, 60 frames per second. So, has their current Wi-Fi, use face scan, fingerprint, etc., PIN. And the battery is a 4700 milliamp. It does 15 watt wireless, 27 watt wired, and reverse wire is 12 watts, which is pretty decent. So the colors for this device are Obsidian, which is black, Porcelain, which is white, Wintergreen, and Peony, which is the one I have here. So I don't really care about the the benchmarks and all that stuff. I don't really look into those things, but facts are facts is that if you're looking to buy a device in 2025 and it's at the right price, I always tell people buy things at the right price, because that's what it comes out to the end of the day. I'm not one who really likes to do things on contract. I mean, if that's the case, if that's what your scenario is, go ahead. But if you have the cash or can make it work, always try to buy your phones out. And that's what I did with this one in particular. iPhones depends on how I feel, depends on how much I'm getting, depends on if I just buy them out or if I put them on contract or if I just pay them out monthly. It really just depends. But nonetheless, I think this is a great pickup. Seriously do. If you have any other questions, I always do the Dragon Ball wallpapers in general. But yeah, if you have any questions regarding the device, just let me know in the comments below. I could go more in depth. I just want to be straight, direct, and to the point with this review. It's worth buying at the right price. What would I say the right price is? Right now we're in February 2025. I would say the right price for this device, if you're buying it out, this is a 256, but I'm going to go off of 128 because that's what most people get. I would say if you get a 128 for about $400 to $500 cash, go, no questions, go get it. Go get it. Easy. Anything above that, I don't know about that. Probably not. Anyways, nonetheless, I'll be signing out.